G'day, mate, and welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. Now, okay, let's start at the start. Now, I know the episode's a little bit late. It's a little bit late for a really, really good reason, and that is my absolute lack of internet. My ISP was kind enough to move the internet from the old house to the new house and not listen to me when I told them I'd already had a technician come out, and the phone line is at the house, but it's not connected to the node, which is, I don't know, I guess every country's different. It's not hooked up in the street. So they finally got around to flicking the little switch, which would take 2 to 30 days, and it's all done remotely from somebody sitting, you know, in a nice office building. They remotely flick the switch, which turns off the internet at the new house and turns on the internet at the new house. So after 2 days, somebody flicked the switch and voila! Congratulations, JD, you have internet at the new house. Except nobody's come out and physically hooked up the internet at the new house. So it's connected out at the street, but out at the street's not connected into the house. So that's problem number one. Problem number two is, even after calling the lovely tech support people who spoke English for a change, only because I got transferred to the department of, oh, it's more than just restart the modem. They said, yeah, not a problem. We'll get that fixed. We'll have a technician come out to the street and, you know, plug it in for you. Excellent. Cool. Sounds good. I'm all happy. Technician came out, plugged in at the street. Now, I do need to say that my node, the actual hookup, is directly across the road from where I live. Literally. So yeah, somebody came and plugged everything in across the road, and rather than looking up on their job sheet and finding out that, you know, my house is across the road, nobody bothered. So nobody actually spoke to me to find out that, hey, it still doesn't work. So yeah. I now have to wait till Monday. And I have no idea when you guys are going to actually see this episode, because, as I said, I'm without internet. So I got to wait till Monday for somebody to physically come out, come into the house and go, oh, look, it's not hooked up. Now, I'm willing to bet whatever person, I won't be rude. It's a person. I'd like to call them something else, but let's just go with person for the moment. Whatever person didn't actually check, you know, what wires they were hooking up, and consequently hooked up some other wires. So somebody else currently is probably using my NBN or my internet connection, and I am currently without internet. Yay me! Deconstruct. That doesn't work. That does. Except you've now got no power, because I disconnected the power line. Bloody hell. So, yeah, that brings us to where we are currently. So I have no internet at the old house, no internet at the new house. The computer is still living at the old house, because I just haven't seen a point to move it from house A to house B when there's no internet at either house at the moment. That, and to be perfectly honest with you, the house still looks like Box City. Row report there, row report there. Row report there, row report there. So yeah, that's where I stand with internet, and that's where I stand with basically, you know, ISPs suck. And there's not a lot I can do about it, to be honest. apart from sit on my hands and wait. I have already attempted to look at the wiring into the house in case somebody wired, because it's happened before, in case somebody in their infinite wisdom decided to wire up rather than the red and black pair, the green and white pair. I've already swapped those across. No luck. So yeah, it looks like I'm just without internet until further notice. So it means I need to borrow internet connections, which normally wouldn't be too much of a hassle. Come on, Logibots. Hello? Oh. Okay, I have no idea where 9,000, however many, 900 Logibots are, or 300 construction bots, but sure. Ripping up that slowly. So, my plan for the next couple of episodes, I guess that's good a place anyway to start, is to, because Factorio has a limit of only having 600 active construction tasks, my plan for the next couple of episodes is to rip up everything that we've already built and move it down to the newer builds. Actually, let's do... We want that, we want that, we want that, and we want Roboport. And that removes them, so let's swap that from a whitelist to a blacklist and go get rid of all of that, and all of that, and all of that, all of that. Yep, if you see it, destroy it. Cool. So yeah, my plan is to remove old builds, because basically I want everything gone. Because of the maximum of 600 active construction orders, it means anytime I'm ghosting down stuff, it's taking forever for the bots to realize. Like, I just built more iron because I had a copper problem, and somehow I reversed my iron and copper problem. I now have no iron and all the copper in the world. So yeah, I've had to re-bolster my iron efforts. Come on, robots. Pick up what's left. Yeah, I've had to re-bolster my iron efforts to sort of get things packed up and moved on, and the base ticking over, because, you know, I'm away currently. Basically, I have no internet, and the computer's sitting in the old house running. So I figured, you know, well, if it's running, it might as well do research, because it's got nothing else better to do. So yeah, it's ticking off doing research ever so slowly. Come on, Roboport, right there. Thank you. And then we're going to go deconstruct of that. And move up to the next build. And yes, these builds are fairly far apart, but just close enough to one another that I can span a Roboport between them. So yeah, the plan is to get some of these old builds packed up, out of the way, move down to our new trash train that I just set up before recording this, or starting to record this episode. Now that's done, just deconstruct that real quick. So we have a Z2 station with a the Great Trash Train. So we want you to go there with a inactivity 5 seconds. And let's go with inactivity 5 seconds. We just want the train to go back and forth as fast as possible. Join those two networks together. Trash that. Trash that. Join that one network to that network. And same story, we're just going to get rid of these builds. It also is going to vastly decrease my power usage. Because even with all the solar panels put down... that's a dead... Oh, it's almost dead outpost. Yeah, even with the vast amount of solar panels I've put down, I still don't quite have enough. It's getting down, the accumulators are getting down to 8% every night. You can go there. Come on. I want to try and balance this as best as possible. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm just shifting things the other way now. Yeah, I know. All the batteries are dead. Everything's dead. Auto trash smelters. Auto trash green chests. Train tracks. Stack inserters. Come on, there's 1600 Logibots. Come up here, Logibots. Come clean out my inventory. Because I still need to either extend the network out here. That's probably the easiest way of doing it, actually. Let's find somewhere to stand and pick up our own construction bots. Nope, they're just flying off for new orders. Okay, forget that idea. Put a radar there because I do want to keep line of sight over all this crap. Oh, I was meant to rip up this whilst I was here. Oh well, didn't happen. So yeah, I'm doing a bit of cleanup this episode. Frankly, because yeah, power problems and, like I said, construction problems. There is just only so much that can be marked for construction at a time, and obviously, the more I can get rid of, the more construction orders I then have available to me. I'll put that one there. That one there. Did we get this one finished off? I think we did. Yeah, we did. I haven't finished hooking up the train tracks for actual science into science. But yeah, all the train tracks are ghosted down for a bit of everything. So let's get rid of that. And pick up these trains. That's dealt with. Come on, builds, let me through. That build can go as well. Come on, I just want to pick up the train. I don't want to pick up the train tracks. The bots can deal with that. Now, unfortunately, this is probably going to top up our storage at main base, because I haven't been paying attention and there's now a lot of over construction. It's probably the best way of putting it. I've definitely made way too many beacons and modules because I was lazy and just made new builds rather than bringing the existing builds down. But that's okay. Yep, those 300 construction bots are going to be busy for a very, very, very long time. Come on. As for our overproduction, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. We might do something silly like launch it to space, or we might do something even more crazy and just nuke it. I'm sure if I go and nuke, like, you know, 3,000 speed modules, I'm sure somebody out there is going to cry. Power. That power connection doesn't really go anywhere. But it now means this build can be destroyed as well. Just these. Alright, put down a radar here. Well, I've now got full coverage again. I'm happy. Get rid of that. One, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this one's got room in it. Problem solved. No. Now it's full. Go away. Yeah, they're easy enough to breach. I think we're just gonna have to drag roboports across. I don't think there's a better answer. Unfortunately, my armor will never charge whilst I'm standing anywhere near any of this crap. Because, yeah, as soon as the bots get a chance, they're just going to run off and deconstruct something. Okay, so if I put a roboport there, and power... Report there. Sure. Down the train tracks, why not? There. There. That one, that one, that one. That one. That one. Go away. Hook these two together. Issue a go away order here. And then plug these two together. And again, issue another go away order. Now, it does mean that I can't use max rate calculator on any of these old builds anymore because they're gone. So it means my only alternative is to actually take 10 bazillion speed modules down to the new base and plug it in. Oh, plug them in and... Oh, shit. No, we want those train tracks. They're important. Yeah, take 10,000 bazillion, quadrillion speed modules down to the new base, drop them into the network, and watch my power usage go through the roof. Come on. Done. We found 200 extra. Oh, actually, all my robots are out, so they're actually free. Yeah, because all my robots are out actually doing something, you know, flying around circles, trying to catch up with me, but they're out and about. So any spare robots I have in my inventory are free. They're not actually doing anything. Okay, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Don't want that. Boop. Yep, that's the bit I want. Okay. We're gonna bail. Everything's hooked up. Everything's marked for deconstruction. We still have a miner drill down here, along with our battery build. But our battery build we're actually using to supplement the main base. So that has to stay for the moment. Make almost everything. Has a crap ton of uranium ore in it. I do have a path in, so we're gonna go down here, and I'm gonna get the uranium ore out and recycled. Oops, actually, that needs to go, because again we're finished with that. And it also means that that needs to go, because again we're finished with that. See, it all feels a little bit nicer when it's all cleaned up. Why are you flashing at me? But yeah, what's the train station? Old oil pickup. Wow. I'm pretty sure that can go. And this arc of power poles does nothing. Cool, you can go too. Yeah, everything feels a little bit nicer and it's all cleaned up. Just a little bit more tidy. I wish the new house felt like that. Like I said, I'm still living in Box City. It seems every single time I unpack one box, I find 3 more boxes full of crap that I hadn't seen prior. So I'm still in the middle of unpacking everything. Alright, so I want to request your chest to a active provider chest. And I wish to request in all of that crap. I'll do. Might just bring that down because it's going to keep adding Logibots to the network. Yeah. Yeah, it's a smart system. If I have less than 50 Logibots available, it just keeps adding Logibots, and I really don't need extra Logibots in the home base. But you will notice we have 12,000 speed modules and 2,900 prod mods. So I have a few modules I need to go and use. And 82,000 stone. Does stone not get put in the network? Into something? No, it doesn't. Well, there you go. Okay, that's steel. Is that steel coming from all the way up here where it gets onto the bus? That's plastic. That's steel. Steel, steel. There. Nope. Nope. It must be steel from the trash train. Haha! It is. Okay. So that'll fix slowly. That'll fix our uranium ore problem, which will free up more space in storage. Yay us. 277,000 landfill is obviously something else I need to look at in all due time. And this will all slowly get deconstructed and thrown on the train. I'll have to come back manually and clean up robo ports and power. Yeah, I have to come back manually and clean up all the power connections and the roboport connections. I can attempt to do it remotely, and I probably will, because let's be honest, I'm lazy. But I also know things will get screwed up. Same as my solar trains. You know, I need to go out and manually clean those up. Along with pretty much every steel outpost and iron outpost I had. That one's dead. That one's officially dead. That one's dead. So they're all dead. That one's now officially dead too. Yeah, all those chests are empty. This is dead as well. 10, 20, 20, 20, 20, 80, nothing. So after one more train trip, that's dead as well. So that needs to be packed up. Iron plate 7, also dead. This is only surviving because there's a touch of coal left over. Everything else has been mined out. So yeah, we're down to, you know, like the North's track's done. We're now down to, you know, this iron, that bit of coal, this bit of copper, this bit of iron, which I just tapped. And then everything else, I've started going below the, you know, below the Great Wall and started tapping outposts down here. But even then, like, that's dead. That's dead. Now, I do need to make a decision when it comes to the Megabase and outposting. Because if you remember my original Gigabase series, there was a lot of outposting involved. Basically, every single time I recorded an episode, I'd end up then spending an hour or two per day outposting. And you guys have seen how quickly I outpost here when I have a train that just comes out and brings me everything. In the Gigabase, I was actually outposting faster because I just installed long reach, and if I needed more miners, I literally reached over to the main base, wherever the hell it was, and picked up a chest of miners, and bang, the bots put them down. And rinse and repeat. So, I do need to make a decision when it comes to just generally the outposting and what we're going to do. I will set up a full set of outposts correctly, and manually, and in real life, in air quotes, and then from then on, I think just to feed the Gigabase, I might just paint in some extra rich ore underneath those outposts. Because I didn't install RSO, because I really, although it's great mod, I'm really trying to avoid using RSO repeatedly for everything. So, but the catch is I end up with like this sort of ore, you know, spawns here. This is miles from spawn, and we're at like 4 million 4 million copper. Like this, 209,000. In RSO, you'd be looking at 55 million. That's what you'd be looking at stock standard at this point. They'd all be 50 million this far from spawn, if not larger. They'd probably be up in the 300, 400 millions, which then means the base runs for a lot longer and maintains itself for a lot longer. All right. Anyway, I'm going to leave this episode here. I'm going to thank you guys for watching and putting up with me, just doing a bit of recycling. That is officially a done train with a done outpost. There's lots more cleaning up for me to do. And obviously, the more cleaning up I do, the higher the UPS count will go. And it is my plan to do all of that, but it's also my plan to do all that when I'm actually in the new house and have the internet and everything at home. Along with streaming, putting down lots of outposts to actually feed this monster. Because there will be a lot of outposting needed. Anyway, I'm going to leave this episode here. Next episode, we're going to go down in the new base, and we're actually going to start configuring and setting up the train tracks correctly. And like I said, I have no idea when you guys see these episodes. I need to go steal somebody's internet and go upload 30 or 40 gigabytes. So, yeah, that's a whole separate quest that I need to work out. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye!